Hello people of the internet, welcome to episode 13 of Paint to Life, the YouTube channel where we take tiny plastic miniatures, throw some acrylic paint on them, then breathe life into them through storytelling so you might learn something new on the subject, or perhaps take it to make it your own and use in your own campaign. If you're new here, welcome. If you like my channel and the content, please subscribe, like, and share this with your friends to help it grow. And if you're a returning face, it's great to see you again. I'm GM Atank, let's get painting. Alright, last week we painted the Norzul's Marvelous Miniatures Brass Dragon, Luminous Oracle of the Spire. If you missed that episode, you can check it out in the link there if your device supports it. Tonight, we're going to be painting a Norzul's Marvelous Miniature, Behir. Now, D&D has a history of swiping interesting monsters, myths, and legends from various cultures over the years. There's the Cyclops from the Greeks, the Kraken from the Norwegians, the Rock from the Arabs, Weed Man from the Canadians. That's going to be coming in a future Monsters Manual. The Behir is a large snake-like creature. The Gaelic word Behir means variously defined as serpent, lightning, and thunderbolt. And thus, from Scottish folklore, we get the Behir. In ancient times, in Dungeons & Dragons, the Behir was created by the Storm Giants to aid them in their battle against the dragons during the Dragon Wars. Now, Behir has 12 limbs, 6 pair in total, with strong claws, 3 toes each, that they use to grapple and aid in constricting their prey, so that they can unhinge their jaw and swallow it whole, kind of like a large reptile. The teeth that they have are not meant for chewing. They're all angled backwards, and they're designed so that anything that goes into that mouth is going to have a hard time freeing itself or retching back against them. Now, once inside that stomach, that acid is intense and can dissolve all organic compounds as well as metals. And the only thing it can't dissolve are things like gems and glass. Now, after swallowing what it can catch, like large snakes, they need days to digest. So they'll retreat away from their hunting grounds back to their lairs, where they'll go and kind of hibernate for a couple days, maybe up to a week, while that digests in their stomach. Now, because they are reptilian in nature, they're cold-blooded, which means low temperatures can make them really sluggish and dormant. And that also means that over the winter time, you're not likely to run into any, as they'll all be hibernating. They are as smart as simple humanoids, but they are exceptional hunters and trackers, as well as ambushers. Now, Behir, when it is born, they only have 3 pairs of legs, and the additional pairs develop as they age. If captured or hatched from an egg, a young Behir can actually be trained with the right amount of discipline to speak and understand common, and they do it about as well as a 5-year-old child would. Now, when training them this way, they will be obedient up until a point, but at that point their natural instincts will overpower any type of martial training they've been given, and then the only way to control them is through magic. Now, Behir will lay 3 to 6 eggs at a time. They're blue-green, leathery in color, and they hide them away in hard-to-reach places where they will incubate on their own and eventually hatch. Thus, those eggs are valuable to wizards and casters who will like to use them to control them for use as mounts or guards. And the eggs can fetch anywhere from 500 to 750 gold pieces each. Now, if you encounter a Behir in your travels playing D&D, you better be ready for a fight, as it's likely already seen and about to ambush you. If it's avoiding you, it's probably already eaten full and returning to its place to digest, in which case, your choice. You can either let it go or you can try and take it out. If you do beat one in combat, try opening up its guts to find potentially undigested gems that once belonged to a poor soul, or perhaps were inlaid in some pretty jewelry long since swallowed and dissolved away. Be aware though, as they have the ability to discharge a lightning bolt from their mouths as a function of an organ in their bodies that reacts with the byproducts of the metals that they consume to create an electrical discharge, which will kind of end your day pretty fast if you're not careful or ready for it. But what about our Behir? What kind of monster is it? The Vaasa is an untamed wasteland of frozen moors and tundra located in the cold lands of northeast Faerûn. It is relatively an empty land, spotted with various farms and settlements as well as roaming monsters. As much of the land was unclaimed, there were many prospectors who headed to Vaasa looking for its natural resources, of which it had many. The land was rich in precious metals, gems, particularly bloodstone. Now, atop a forested hillside, a large Behir, approximately 25 feet long and 8 feet from ground to horn, came carelessly meandering down the hill, disoriented, bleeding, and badly wounded. A young elvish ranger stumbles upon it, ready to attack it with her bow, but seeing the creature, typically dangerous and aggressive, weakened and subdued, she offers to communicate with it instead.
Creature, do you speak?
The Behir's moist, salamander-like body contorts as it raises alternate legs from head to tail, almost like a centipede walking.
Last night I saw a wizard passing through the forest with you following behind. You looked bewitched. Wizards sometimes capture young Behirs for nefarious purposes. There are no clouds in the sky, and yet, not 10 minutes ago there was a loud clap of thunder from atop the hill, and now here you are. People who attempt to train Behirs sometimes can teach them to speak. Do you understand my words, creature? Can you speak?
I am Lothar.
The Behir's voice is weak and uncertain, broken and immature like that of a young child.
What do you remember?
Lothar was a slave to master. Lothar was looking for eggs.
The creature instinctively lifts all its legs and begins to slither towards the ranger like a snake.
That's far enough, Lothar. I'll not hesitate to put an arrow in you, and with how badly injured you are, one might be enough.
Lothar immediately stops her advancement, and through broken common chokes.
No, I no hurt you. Lothar is sad. Lothar needs eggs.
What do you believe happened to your master?
The ranger knew she would be no match for the arcane forces the wizard likely possessed if he was capable of traveling with such a creature.
No, but Lothar is not afraid.
Okay, well, the fact that you're regaining your senses means he's either dead or gone. Now look, you're kind of notoriously dangerous, but I sense in you a gentle soul. If you promise not to hurt me, I will help you find your eggs.
Lothar, swear. You are a friend. Lothar can't find eggs. Lothar can't even.
You can't remember where your eggs are. Well, perhaps if we wander the area, you might suddenly feel where your eggs are hidden, yes?
Yes. Let's feel.
The great monster instinctively lowers her belly and motions for the elf to mount her, but the ranger wisely declines, instead opting to walk in the back. Lothar leads them down the hill to a river and checks under eroded trees. However, there is nothing to be found. But a cave further up the embankment piques her interest.
In the dark place where light won't go.
Up the steep hill they climb until they are in front of a dark, narrow crevice. The smell of rotting vegetation wafts from inside the cave.
Go. There is a hole up top for Lothar.
Are you sure you can get in there? It seems very small.
But the creature has already begun to effortlessly scale the vertical surface. The elf's dark vision shows her the inside of the cave, and she hesitates for a second at the prospect of what she is about to do.
By Corellian's grace, here we go.
She squeezes through and finds herself alone in the cavern. There are stalactites on the floor, and the ceiling goes up high beyond the range of her dark vision. If there were eggs in here, they could be hidden on a ledge way up there.
I find it. I find the eggs.
Lothar, come down here where I can see you.
Now Lothar is happy. I find my eggs. But now Lothar must eat.
The large creature creeps into the dim light, her eyes glowing with intensity, her crocodilian mouth agape, wide. The occasional spark of discharge of electricity leaps from the corner and strikes the side.
Thank you for helping, Lothar. Please don't be sad with Lothar for this.
I never am. You never disappoint me, Lothar.
The Behir's eyes grow wide as the ranger's magic assaults its simple brain. It attempts to unleash a lightning bolt upon the elf, but it can't seem to find the urge. It has somewhere to be, of course. What was that again? Oh well, maybe its mind should just take a nap.
Now, Lothar, go and fetch my eggs. Make it quick, we have places to be and eggs to sell. Ah, good Lothar, the obedient one.
right, that's it. What did you think of Lothar, the obedient one? Here she is, for the shelf. Next week, we're back to dragons, back to chromatics, and we're going to be painting another lightning breather, the blue dragon, a real thick boy. Now for a quick thank you to my new friend Leif over at Devs and Dice. Leif helped me out tonight by naming the Behir, in which he chose Lothar, which is draconic for mother, which is fitting given the irony of the story and how it all played out tonight. Leif is a miniature painter like myself, and he's much better than I am. His channel focuses on the tutorials, but he paints very similar models than the ones I paint. So if you're interested in that aspect of my channel, you'd love his channel. So you can check him out in the link below. Speaking of, now might be a great time for you to pick up a miniature painting hobby of your own. Head on down to your friendly local gaming store and pick yourself up a brush, a couple paints, and a mini, and just start painting. It's amazing how much these things come to life with just a few coats of paint and a little imagination. Guys, I release new videos every Saturday, and the painting video that accompanies it is released on its own with commentary the following Tuesday. So please, if you haven't yet, like and subscribe to my channel. Also, I have an Instagram page, and you can go to painttolife.com to get all these links, where I release a kind of work-in-progress preview on Wednesday of what I'm working on for the subsequent Saturday. Anyways, that's all for today, so I hope you're staying healthy and everyone in your family is healthy. I'm GM Atank. We'll see you next time. Wash your hands. I wonder, Leif, have you ever tried Surströmming? If you people don't know what it is, check the link in the description below for that as well.